10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What is going on, Blurverse, and welcome back to another episode of For the Blurcher. My name is RJ, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host Jay and Trey. What's going on, fellas?
What's happening, man? Long weekend, Black Widow, Loki, too much Marvel stuff. I love it.
Right, yeah.
It's been fantastic, honestly.
Yeah.
It's a good weekend to be a nerd. Definitely. Speaking of nerds, we have one of our very, very, very good nerds. Yes, you're a nerd. You're here. we only invite nerds on the show, so consider it.
Oh,
Yeah, you don't get on unless you are.
with the cool kids. My bad.
Yeah, no. There's nothing cool. I have on a Hogwarts shirt. There's nothing cool about me.
You did put that on. That's true. Right.
But well, everybody, welcome our guests. We've been meaning to have them for the longest time, but we finally managed to book him and get him on. Everybody, welcome Brogi Naric. What's going on, man?
Hey, how you doing? YouTube people? Brogi Naric, big fan and supporter of the For the Blurcher guys, and happy to be on. Talk about this episode of Loki because I have positive things to say about it, and this is just great. So yeah, I'm just happy to be here with you guys to join in on the fun and mess with the regulars in the chat. So yeah, happy to be here.
Glad to have you, man. We do have a lot to talk about. This week's episode was definitely banging. It was definitely one of my favorites. So I guess before we get started, I want to go around and see what everybody thought about this episode. We'll start with our guests. Overall, what did you think about this episode of I was going to say episode of For the Blurcher. This episode of
Loki. I want to say classic Loki needs to replace Tom Hiddleston. Let him go away for a while because he was just really awesome.
Yes.
But yeah, really good episode. Like my favorite before this, honestly, was the first episode, and the others were fine. They weren't like necessarily bad, but I thought that first episode was put together really well, and then this one just had a lot of the fun and energy and wackiness of the I guess you could say the multiverses kind of colliding, I guess. So yeah, that it was just great, and the ending was cool, and we're almost there to the end where we might see Mephisto as the person who's behind all this. So I can't wait to get that one done. Let's get it out there.
Okay. What'd you think, Jay? What'd you think of this episode?
Great episode, man. Brogi pretty much said it, as far as Richard E. Grant, man. And as Loki, I love it, man. It's just I think he's a great actor. He's been in other films, and he stole the show from me, man. We'll talk about that more at the end, but it's just so many Easter eggs we got to talk about too. And I just loved seeing it. Just felt like a comic book, man. I love this episode.
Yeah.
For sure. What about you, Trey? What'd you think, man?
Honestly, the same. Brogi kind of said the first episode was my favorite episode before this one. And then we got this one, and I was just like, this is amazing. And I agree. Classic Loki kind of just stole the show.
I'm not shitting on Hiddleston. I'm just saying he can just go away for a little bit,
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Go be James Bond or something,
For sure. I definitely enjoyed this episode. Lamentis 1 was my favorite until this episode. I felt like this episode.
Really?
I love that. I love chaos. And I feel like that's why I love it.
Me too. I'm with you on that. I love chaos in movies because it makes the film so much better.
I love chaos mixed with shenanigans. I feel like the Lamentis had some good shenanigans, and I felt like the shenanigans on this episode were just like top tier for me. Yeah, alligator, Grandpa Loki. I don't know. It was like top tier, like everything for me. So I guess for me, I like the fact that we got answers. We also got more questions.
That too.
We got some excitement, and we just had a good time doing this episode. And for me, this made me really like hype for what is going to happen in the finale. So for me, definitely, I feel like this was top tier as far as Loki. So I guess we've given our opinions about it. So let's get into it. Let's start with the things that kind of went down in the TVA. So the episode starts out with like a kind of a panning shot of the completely destroyed void and just these destroyed buildings and things like that. And Loki awakes with the other variants, and they kind of, you know, team up. And they kind of, you know, they run away from the smoke monster alliance.
Yes.
You know, which I'll say they have a better smoke monster than Lost did, because they actually, you know, gave answers to it. Lost just kind of left us hanging, but that's another story.
Better one than Galactus.
Yeah, better than Galactus that we never get the answer to. Because whenever Galactus shows up, the show gets canceled or the movies. It's the Galactus is a nail in the coffin for anything. But it really is. But yeah, I feel like this was dope. We got to see Sylvie and wait, hold on. Okay, I messed my own notes up. So we see Sylvie and Ramona in the TVA. She's trying to access some restricted files, and she's begging, not begging, she's asking for files that, you know, pertain to the beginning and the end of the TVA. And Miss Minute, she does it, but she kind of makes that like little reluctant face, like, okay, you know, I'll do it. And by the way, I love Miss Minute. She's probably one of my favorite little side characters. And still, we kind of suggest that the void isn't the end, but there's something beyond the void. And, you know, that's kind of, you know, they wouldn't be able to create a divergent branch. And that's probably where the timekeepers are. Because right now they're trying to go through and figure out where to find the timekeepers. So they decide the best way to locate the timekeepers is to go beyond the void or through it. Yes. You know, so it's just a lot of things where they're just trying to figure out how to get to it. There's a conversation that happens with B-15. And she kind of tells her that the reason she's locked up is because she betrayed the TVA. B-15 says that the timekeepers aren't real, and, you know, this changes everything. But in Ravona's mind, this changes nothing. You know, she says that the TVA needs stability. And she just kind of reminds me like a corporate kiss ass, like that one person at work that cares a little too much about the damn job. Mm-hmm. You know, they're the type to, you know, miss their kids, you know, events and stuff like that because of work. I don't like her. I feel like get a life outside of the TVA. She's pissing me off. I see why I wasn't feeling her. We say, Trey?
She's a buster.
She really is like that.
She could be. I don't know.
She's a buster like that. She's getting on my nerves, man. And so, yeah. So I guess for me, do you guys think, you know, just going over the whole scene in the TVA or whatever, and you guys can hit on the void after this, Trey, whoever's next. Do you guys think Ravona truly wants answers? Because B-15 says, you know, you're not trying to help. You want answers just like we do. So do you think that she wants answers about what the TVA is, or do you think she's really trying to protect the timekeepers like she's saying? What do you think, Trey? I'll start with you.
You know, I think that she wants answers. She wants to know. I think she wants things to just keep going as they're going.
Parallax agreement. I'm sorry.
I just, I think she.
The comment that
that was going way.
Doodle cloud.
That was the one I forgot about. Yeah, the shit in Green Lantern. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, Trey.
So, I think she wants things to go as they've been going, but I think she just wants to know who she's working for, because, you know, obviously she knew that everyone was variants and all of that. And I feel like she knew the timekeepers weren't real, but now I feel like she just wants to look whoever she's working for in the eye. I think she's really just content where she's at in life.
Okay. What about you, Brogi? What you think?
I'm not excuse me, I'm not sure, because she was playing it like she didn't know, but then the Asian lady was like, you know, it's just like we, that we're variants. And I think she's pissed, and I think she's like, I don't know, I feel like okay, this is a theory. I think Kang has probably been telling her like, hey, TVA is bullshit, and she didn't buy it, but now this is happening. And she's probably like, hey, you know what? Kang might have been on to something. And now she's trying to either confirm it or, you know, get some sort of solid answer. I really like the character because, surprisingly, she's like the most duplicitous character in the whole show. Like, you would think the gods of tricks would be that, but like, she's the one where I don't know what side she's on. Like, is she good? Is she bad? I don't know. But it's very interesting. So, but she's got me. That's why I wanted the next episode. I just want to see what is her goal, because it's something, and I'm intrigued by it. I'll say.
You make a good point, because whenever Loki or Sylvie are trying to be like tricky or whatever, like you can see right through it.
It's like right through it. Yeah.
Are you sure you guys are the gods of mischief? Like,
right. It's like Loki's in love, and Sylvie just wants revenge, which I get. But her, it's like I don't know what side of the game she's on, because
we don't know what her motivation is. We don't know if she genuinely wants to see who the timekeepers are, or like I said, we don't know where her allegiance lies, whether she wants answers or whether she wants to protect the timekeepers.
Exactly.
So Jay, what do you think? Do you think she wants to protect the timekeepers truly, or do you think she just wants answers like everybody else?
Ooh, I think she wants answers. Because like the thing is, the episode before this too, it's just interesting between Sylvie and Renslayer. We don't know what her motivation is Sylvie, and also what's interesting about Renslayer, I think she's hiding something as well. Because I'm saying this because I think what is happening in my mind is that Renslayer, this may sound crazy because I know Brogi might be on my side with as far as there might be a little bit more depth to Renslayer as far as just hating her.
Yeah.
So I think that she's trying to protect like the whole universe and every people in general from Kang, because the thing is, Kang can come in anytime and alternate the timeline, and he's that dangerous to do that. So I think that the answer is Kang. I mean, he might be referenced. We still don't know, but I still think there's something revolve around that aspect with Sylvie too, because maybe at one time she did meet Kang and he wiped out like a whole universe and maybe going to a different timeline or something like that.
So she might have been taking the fall for Kang, and that's why the TVA was after, type like that.
Boom.
Okay, I could. That'd be interesting. Okay. I can see that.
Okay.
What do y'all think about that?
So I think it's very plausible.
Because it's just to me, it's just that with Renslayer, I mean, I want to hate her so much, but I feel like she's scared of something. Because
she's too pretty to be hating on, though. That's the thing. She's one of those chicks where like, you want to be mad at her, but you just be like, just let it slide. You know what? You can get over with that.
Yeah, you can get a pass today, little shot.
Right. You're right.
You lucky you look good today in that suit.
Right. It's like, you know what? We're going to just write this off.
Yeah, I mean, just those are my thoughts, because I think everything is attached to a certain timeline that Kang was in, going back to, like we talked about this before with Ramatut, and going in with a timeline that can become the main timeline, but it's not the main timeline because Kang is in his own timeline doing his own thing, trying to create the future. So that's what I think.
As you were talking, I formed half of a theory.
I did lost it.
I'm listening.
So you were saying, you were talking about Renslayer, and it just came to my head that she's been so calm about literally everything that's happened, like from the beginning. So when Sylvie took her temp pad and all of that, and she just kind of doesn't seem to care that these things are happening. And my theory is maybe she knows these things are supposed to happen, because maybe Kang or whoever was like, you need to make sure these things happen during your time here at the TVA, and then this will be the end result, whatever the end result may be. And so maybe she is just having all these things happen because she knows that they're going to play out the way whoever told her to do it.
That's deep. I think that, I can see that. That makes sense, because she's not attached to anything. It's from what seems like maybe Mobius, but even then, I'm still like really attached to him. And
that was interesting when she was kind of flirting with him. What was that, like episode 3 or so? Or was that that was 4, wasn't it?
4, yeah.
I was like, wait a second, what's going on with y'all? But
yeah, exactly. But but that's what I'm saying. It's like, and also it's Brogi, watching the show, body language is everything in the show.
Yeah.
So that's why like Trey brought that up, and I think that's a great point, Trey, because the way she's just kind of, it's one thing saying something, but your body at the end of the day is going to carry over into what you do.
You know what I think too? I feel like y'all are right because I feel like she knows a little bit too much. The fact that when she accessed files that were for the beginning and the end of time, Miss Minutes pulled them right up. You know, when Mobius or, Loki wanted files, it's like, no, restricted, you don't have access. But the fact that she can even just pull those files up, because you think that's important information, the beginning of time, and Miss Minutes was able to just pull it up for her.
Yeah.
She just knows too much. And the fact that she knew that, she knows about the void. You know way too much to just be, a middleman. I feel like she knows a lot more than what she's letting on.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's so much behind Renslayer, man, just with what she's doing and how she's like you guys said, letting things go a certain way or just letting things just be like, all right, whatever, and just going to the next thing. It's like she has either too much control or is someone's manipulating her. I think she's scared of somebody.
I don't know. I feel like I feel like she knows she's important. I know she's a higher up, but I also feel like, now that I don't feel like she knew that the timekeepers were fake or that she knew too much, but I feel like she knew a little bit because when B-15 was talking to her and she was saying something about, you don't want to protect them. You want answers. You want to know who you're working for. Yeah, so I feel like she knew certain things, but she didn't know everything. Yeah. It's sort of like you got, someone. It's like you never tell everybody everything, just in case somebody snitches. There's a point where, okay, you only know but so much. So I feel like they brought her in with everything else, but they didn't bring her in with the whole timekeepers not being timekeepers. Yeah. The android. I don't think she knew
her reaction to that was very kind of nothing because she wasn't like the others where she's like, oh my god, my life is a lie. She's just like, all right, well, I just need information. So she's very focused on that. So
I agree with you, RJ. Yeah, I see what you mean because it's so hard with deciding on what route we might see this go, but it's just she's not dumb. We all know that she's not dumb. So she's either playing us dumb, or she's just like acting nonchalant to the point where she is going to get to the point where then she can lash out or whatever. We might see
keeping it closed and then she'll lash out. Yeah, I can see that.
Exactly. I don't know. She's an interesting character, but so before we talk about the void, I know you're going to get into that. We got to talk about we were kind of just mentioning as far as Ravonna having access to these restricted files, to from the beginning and the end of the TVA. I know we kind of talked about it, but B-15, that whole conversation was just, to me, was crazy because I feel like there's a lot that happened with B-15 in the past.
Right.
And what she referred to in the last episode from when Sylvie tapped into her head was like, she said, oh, I'm happy. So I think there's a little bit more depth to her. But the thing is also with this scene, Ravonna was talking, to B-15 and like all those guards around them and like Sylvie and stuff saying, the TVA needs stability, but it's like, but why does it need stability? Because is a TVA like, to me, for example, I think that the TVA is operating, like Trey mentioned a while back, somewhere that is like really restricted and it's controlling all that power for the timeline is being controlled in the TVA. Right. And then maybe that power can be taken away or possessed by someone else, or they can possess that. But we just don't know. And then going into this void thing kind of situation when they're running from Alioth, right? Alioth. Yeah. Alioth. Yeah. First I thought it was Goliath. But it was no.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah. The way they were saying it, but anyway, so and they head out on foot underground to that hideout and all that, and on the way, we don't know the boys' Nexus event was killing Thor.
Yeah, Kid Loki. Yeah.
Kid Loki, and it's like all this stuff is revolved around Thor. And the reason I love this episode too because Journey into Mystery. That's pretty much the very first.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I was waiting for you to break it up. I knew you were break it up. I was gonna let you have it.
He's gonna let me have that moment. So the reason that Journey to Mystery is pretty much where everything started off with Thor and the Avengers and all that, how this all ties in. And that's how it goes in the comics and all that, blah, blah, blah. But it's just this whole Nexus event, man, this is something else. Now, this is a kind of a weird, interesting, tricky question. Y'all know how I am. I ask questions all day. I'm going to throw this one at RJ first. So, RJ, with this Nexus event, because we have to talk about the movies and the TV show, everything being put together, do you think this Nexus event has something to do with this blip, or do you think it has something to do with another timeline that is going to happen?
Oh, that's a good question.
It's a deep question, I know.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Yeah. Just think about it. No, take all the time you need, because I mean, there's a lot in this Marvel universe. So I'll ask again. So
hit him with it again.
I hit it again. So do you think that this Nexus event, because we've seen it in WandaVision too, is something is happening with this blip that may have been like a blur or something like that in the universe? Or do you think that this Nexus event is going to dictate the future of everything?
I feel like it'll change whether or not some people die or live. I feel like the end, because I feel like the end of Loki is going to kind of be bigger than the end of WandaVision in a sense. I feel like it'll have more impact on the MCU timeline than we think. Maybe it will kind of, because if you notice when they were talking, when Grandpa Loki was talking about
some respect on his name is Classic Loki.
Grandpa Loki.
Grandpa Loki.
Aged Loki.
RJ, you sound like the scene from Talladega Nights here at the table. Dear, sweet, tiny baby infant Jesus. Today at this table.
But Grandpa Loki was saying, you know, how he survived. He was like, I didn't stab Thanos. No. I hit his debris and I floated in space until I landed on a planet. So that was the next, and you know, like, so I feel like Loki's going to learn from this timeline. Eugene.
Oh wow.
He does. Yeah. That's it.
Spice World, man.
I've not seen that in years.
But yeah, so I feel like Loki's gonna take something from it. I feel like it does have something to do with all of that, though.
Yeah, okay. I think there's just something with this Nexus event. And I know, Brogi, I'm gonna save you for last, but go ahead and say what you guys say. No, go ahead.
I'm thinking the Nexus event is either going to be the Multiverse of Madness and Doctor Strange 2, or whatever the hell Sony's doing with Spider-Man. I think those might be the Nexus events, or this might be crazy. I don't think it's going to be this. Whatever they do to bring in mutants into the MCU, that might be those would be my three options, I would say.
I've been saying that for the longest, Brogi. I think that the movies that you have to watch right now, or go back at least to watch, is Spider-Man, all the Spider-Man movies, and then the first Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah, so, those would be my guesses.
Yeah,
I don't disagree with that. But yeah, Trey, I'll ask the question again. So do you think this Nexus event has to do with this blip in the universe, or do you think that it's its own thing that's going to create another future?
Man, I think it's gonna be its own thing. I think they're not really gonna touch on the blip anymore.
Yeah, that's old. That's old news.
Yeah,
that's old news.
They kind of did that in WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier. So I feel like they're just kind of done with that, and then they kind of ended the Infinity Stone kind of thing when they were like, yeah, these things are paperweights. So I feel like it's gonna be its own thing, and it probably will tie into, you know, Spider-Man or Doctor Strange, or honestly, it might even tie into Ant-Man, depending on if the TVA is located.
That's a that's a good one. Yeah, you know what? It probably would be that, so people would have to go watch that movie. Yeah, you're right. Fuck.
Exactly. Yeah. And as much as I want them to introduce mutants, as much as I just want them to say the word,
yes,
I feel like they won't still.
We got close to WandaVision. when what's her name? Monica got her powers. I'm like, oh, this is gonna how everybody gets mutants. It's gonna mutant powers. It's gonna spread throughout the world. Oh no, that didn't happen. So
nope.
yeah.
But no, you're absolutely right about that. And so, Brogi, I'm not going to ask you the same question as them because you already know, well, you already pretty much explained what you said. But although I do want you to elaborate on what you just said, so I want you to elaborate a little bit more on what you may think might happen in Doctor Strange and Spider-Man, and I want you to elaborate a little bit more on your thoughts with the mutants.
Okay, Doctor Strange. We're not going to see Mephisto. It's going to be Nightmare, and I'm hoping Wanda's going to probably turn bad in that one. Like she's going to be like almost like the Phoenix in a way. With Spider-Man, I mean, I don't know because there's so many rumors, but knowing how Sony is, if you've seen Spider-Verse, it's going to be that, but in live action. Basically, basically. X-Men, see, the X-Men is a weird thing. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to pull that one off, especially if for it to have the X-Men with the mutants, they've been around for generations, but for now it's going to be something new. So I don't know how they're going to pull that one off. Hopefully it's good, but I have no idea about how to do the X-Men. People have their own theories and theory videos. Go watch those. I'm not the guy for that.
I think that the X-Men are already here. Honestly, I think that's just. I think we might just see a lot explained or some of the things that might be revealed in Eternals.
Ooh.
So
okay, yeah. I can see that with Eternals.
Yeah. I think that's about it. Then we might start seeing mutants here and there, like maybe one at a time, then maybe two, then maybe 5, and then 10.
Yeah. So what the offspring of some of the Eternals would result into mutants type of deal? Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Okay. I'm with that.
I can see that.
But shoot, so I want to talk about kind of when we got into the void and the just craziness in the first 5 minutes we've been in the void. So first of all, Loki wakes up to 4 different Lokis.
Yes.
We got Black Loki, Classic Loki. There you go. Alligator Loki and Kid Loki.
Yep.
Which he was just like, "What's going on?" He's like, "We're Lokis. That's Eliath. He's gonna eat you. Let's go."
Let's go. We gotta move.
I've been like, "All right, cool. Say less."
Yeah, I'm in.
They're just all walking around trying to not get detected by Eliath, and Loki's just like, "What are you guys? Why are you here? What is that thing? What's that alligator?" And they're like, "We're all Lokis." And he's like, "I'm not even shocked that alligator's a Loki." And I thought that was Loki.
Hilarious. Yeah. I see what you did there.
Had to sneak it in there. But
I
then
see
they
you.
go to what's it called? Their little hideout, and we get even more Lokis. They break out into this huge kind of hilarious fight. Alligator Loki fights off
President
Loki's hand.
Yeah.
Captain hooked him. He
really did.
And that was honestly just kind of crazy to me because it reminded me of Into the Spider-Verse. There's so many Lokis around, and you just point out which one is which. I just thought that was really cool. But and our Loki, that he's just like, "I'm not fighting. I know what's happening here."
Yeah, you can't fight.
Yeah, exactly. You can't fight.
A room full of people that can't fight.
Yeah, I was just about to make that.
Right.
Yeah,
he can use
the alligator was the most badass because
he can use a sword.
Yeah.
So
and Kid Loki,
what?
He can fight.
One of those Lokis did a flip.
Oh yeah, that's right.
One uncle who peaked in high school to exaggerate his stories. I can see that. I can see that. Oh man, I can see that.
My question for y'all is, would you have wanted to see more of this Loki fight and see like their dynamic of like all of them in the void? Or were you okay with what we got? I'm gonna start with Jay for this one first.
Honestly, yeah, I did want to see more because I'm not. It's not. I don't think it was a ruined. It was moment or a moment that was ruined. But I think that you got to show a little bit more. As I always say, depth to the characters to add that element. To know it's like okay, like shock the audience, be like, oh, okay, Loki, I didn't know you had hands like that, like and he's just uppercutting people. But I mean, it didn't happen, but it's just we want to see stuff pop out like that because it's like we still don't know about a lot about these characters. Not everybody knows everything about one, well, maybe, but about one character, unless you dive really deep into them. But it's kind of nice when Marvel throws in those little those scenes that you don't really know about or something that's just not, it's not extra, but it fits for that moment. I think that moment, if we saw like all the Lokis just like battling with swords, even more like a longer fight scene, I think it would have been a little bit more cool because then I've been like, okay, Loki, you can last a little bit, each and every alligator in one of you. So that's why
50 on the state. That's
good. 50 on the state.
That's good. That's good. It was 10, but okay. Yeah, that's the other drunk uncle. It's like, yeah, it was 10. The question: if the show was longer, I would have liked at least 2 episodes of them goofing around in the void. But it's 6, so they got to keep it tight. But that would have what we got. I liked the cycle of betrayal between the Lokis. I thought was really funny and just ridiculous with boastful Lokis. Like, yeah, I betrayed them, so now I'm gonna take over your group and I'm gonna be king. And they're like, nah, bro, that's not how this is working. And then for him to be like, yeah, I'm gonna be the king, and then everyone else is like, nah, fuck you too. And I was like, okay, it was just great. I liked it. It was just great.
Yeah, I liked it.
It's like that Jake fight that they had. They're gonna
Josh fight.
Oh,
the Josh fight. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
But shoot, there can only be one Loki left. But
RJ,
like, did you want to see more of this little dynamic that these Lokis had in the void, or you think that it was okay with what we got?
You go ahead, bro.
No, go ahead. I'm still thinking.
Okay, I was gonna say it was weird after the fights where there's the moment where they regroup again, where the good Lokis all regroup, and then they're like, we're gonna go fight Goliath, but it's just Mobius leaves, the other 2 Lokis leave, and then we got Sylvian Loki, and I'm like, well, damn, that was quick. But then of course, we get to the bit with the end where classic Loki, saves the episode. But anyway, you go, Ajay.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean.
Yeah. I was like, oh, they're together. And then they just split off. I'm like, well, damn, that was quick. And then it comes back. I'm like, oh, okay, there we go.
Yeah. I see exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
I'm on the fence about it. Like, I felt like it was good. I don't want it to be like overdone. I feel like they could do a mini series, or a mini episode, after the fact, like the adventures of Loki in the Void or something like that.
Yeah.
They could do like a little mini series or something like that, like a little short. Or some short.
Yeah, definitely.
I felt like it was very, very appropriate to kind of have that interaction. And, it was very on brand for all the Lokis to be betraying each other. And I kind of saw that coming as soon as he said, yeah, I'm sorry I betrayed you. And I was like, yeah, but they're going to jump you after
this. Right, exactly. You know where this is going.
Exactly.
So
don't be naive.
It was like very predictable, but in a Loki way, which was fine. Predictability is not always bad. And I feel like we forget that. Just because something's predictable does not automatically inherently make it not good. But I would say it was something that I was expected, and when it happened, I was pleasantly surprised. The alligator Loki, hands down, is my favorite Loki. Like he's about it. He's about it. When when Mike Coulter Loki was talking.
See, no, we're not doing this. I'm on the show now. We're not disrespecting Luke Cage like that. Goddamn it, we're not doing that.
When Luke Cage Loki was talking shit. He jumped on him. I don't think I ever laughed out loud at like a Disney Plus Marvel show or whatever. Like I screamed when he jumped on his ass or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, she was just funny to me. Like he popped off on like an it just because you know
like
what,
an actual
it
gator,
didn't make any sense. Like it was like you're an alligator, but you're popping off. And it was like it was funny to me. I loved it. It was hilarious.
You just love seeing Mike Coulter get hurt by
yeah. That's it.
Even though it's not Mike Coulter, but you imagine it's Mike Coulter.
That's awful.
That's it. But I would like to see a little bit more of it or series, but I think what we got it sufficed because it served its purpose. It did its job. It kind of gave them a reason to get back out of the bunker and up top. And I enjoyed it. I think the a room full of people fighting that can't fight is just funny to me.
Yeah.
It's like it's funny.
It was a mess.
It was a mess. It was terrible, but it was good in a low-key way. Like it was It was
like you said it though, a room full of people that cannot fight. Like,
For the kids like the best.
Everybody fight. Everybody windmilling. It's just nothing.
Yeah, right.
Nobody hitting on nothing, man. But it was good. I liked it. So I don't know. So we end up seeing. So let's kind of like talk more about the void or whatever. So we see Sylvie kind of awaken in the void, and she encounters a lion, and
she took herself out, dude.
Yeah. She took herself out. Yeah, because we forgot to mention that earlier in TVA. She ended up pruning herself and ends up in the void. So she wakes up inside the void, and she wakes up and she automatically just sees a lion and she has to flee. And then we see Mobius pull up in the Pizza Planet. Truck.
That would have been cool if it actually happened.
No, that would have been lit.
That would have been awesome.
That would have been awesome.
That would have been awesome.
It's Disney.
Yeah, thank you. Exactly.
They tied it in with the continuity, but
I saw a meme where it was Owen Wilson was driving Lightning McQueen, and I was like, oh, that would have been funny too. that would have been better. That would have been better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She flees from a lion, and she's running, and she ends up making contact with the smoke monster, the lion. And she sees a glimpse of like a castle-like structure. Yeah. And, but before that, after that or whatever, Mobius pulls up in the whip. They hop in and then they, drive off or whatever. And she kind of convinced her, like, no, we have to end this once and for all. And so later on, she meets up with Sylvie. Sylvie meets up with Loki. And, they kind of go over what their plan is. Loki plans to kill it. He says, I'm going to stab it by the heart.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we're going to enchant it. And so it's funny because what it made me realize is like men and women think of things like completely differently.
Yeah,
like we're like kill it with fire, and she's like, no, we got to be smart about it. Whereas men were like,
yeah.
We're stupid. We're so dumb. Like, how are you going to get to his heart, Loki? You're going to die.
It doesn't even have a heart.
Yeah, it doesn't have a heart.
It has a heart. I'm like,
yeah,
it's a cloud.
He's so ready to use brute force or whatever, but she kind of convinced him, like, we're gonna have to, go about this differently. We're gonna have to enchant it, and in the process of all this, we see like a ship drop, and they went out like G's or whatever. They was firing at the smoke monster. Nothing happened, but they went out fighting. People on the ship got devoured. So, they're in, and then they end up going to, like, before they go to attack the smoke monster, they end up at this little, like, shelter thing. Yeah. I don't know, hut or something like that you want to call it. But then what ends up happening is Loki and Sylvia have a gross Alabama moment. And they're brother.
Stop it.
And it's disgusting. Like, if y'all notice when I send y'all the notes, I didn't write anything else about that. I just wanted to have an incest moment because I was like, no, I don't want to see this. I don't want to see it. It was so nasty.
Alabama moment.
Like, to me, they're brother and sister. I don't care what y'all say. They are brother and sister.
They're not related.
That is
the same person.
They have the same. They have similar DNA structures.
Hey, this man ain't never gonna get over.
No, if they're not from the same timeline, that shit still counts. They are brother and sister.
Hey, I just realized this. Kid Loki's a kid. You didn't hate him, Marjay?
No. You know why I didn't? Because he was useful. He did.
Okay. I'll give you that. He was
useful.
Oh my goodness. So, but hold on. So the kids weren't useful in the situations.
No, they weren't. They weren't useful. They were annoying. If anything, they made things worse by not knowing how to use their powers.
They didn't cause the next.
Young. They don't exist. They're not real.
Kids.
RJ, you
ruin
have
everything.
Brogi, here's the thing. RJ, you have a responsibility. You have to take care of those kids because they belong to you. You know, it's true because of the way it's set up in this Marvel universe. You went into another timeline and one of them came across to you and said, hey, I need you to take care of these kids for a little bit because, this Nexus event's going on.
Hard pass.
Like, Trey, I don't know about it. Dude, RJ.
1, 2, 3, not it.
It was not it.
Hard pass. Like, F them kids.
Yeah.
Kid Loki is a G, and that's why I rocks with Kid Loki because he's useful. He knew what he was doing, and he has a very commanding presence. Like the confidence in that kid when it was like, "Well, what was your Nexus event?" I killed Thor. Yeah, it was like, "Yo," I was like, "Yo, I rocks with you for that." You know, yeah. I rocks with that.
Oh. Was Thor a kid, or maybe Thor was like his older brother?
Don't matter either way.
Thor could have been a baby. I'm just saying we give him props, but Thor could have been
either
a
way.
Baby.
Kid Loki, you did your thing. You did what you had to do.
I'm just saying, objectively. I'm just saying he could have snuffed the baby out. I don't know.
Hey, Kid Loki, he did what he had to do. That was his destiny. You know, everybody's not going to live to tell the story. So, what's up, Ariana? How you doing?
Loki.
Everybody's not going to live to tell the story. And, Kid Loki gets my respect, for doing what he had to do, But, so they have the little gross-ass incest moment. And
they didn't even kiss. They just
the incestual intent was there.
No, it wasn't.
The incestual intent was there.
But I see why RJ does. But to back you up, RJ, I know we're making fun of you, but to back you up, I mean, I do see why you say that because it's like at the end of the day, when Loki's talking to Sylvie, Sylvia is like talking to yourself. It's like you're the other version of yourself, or brother, sister, whatever, because you're in love with yourself.
If they took an ancestry DNA test, that shit would say
the same.
They would say like, "Why'd you submit the test twice?"
Exactly, it's the same person. Not two different people.
They would say, "We already have you on file." They are brother and sister.
Oh my goodness!
Nobody will ever be able to convince me that this is not incest.
I'm not gonna try.
Those people out there would definitely agree with you. I don't disagree with you. I just think it's funny. But
you're right.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny. He was complaining about the code, and I'm like, "Aren't y'all both frost giants?" I thought that was a little odd.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
you said what, bro?
When they asked him, he's like, "Oh, it's cold out here," and then he makes the blanket. I'm like, "Aren't y'all frost giants?" Because shouldn't Owen Wilson be like dead now? But I think he was just lying. But I just thought that was funny.
But that's a good point though, because
he moves on his sister,
on himself. He was in the mood.
He moves on his sister.
It was on himself.
He was smooth with it too. He was like. And like,
at first you see he was selfish because he's like, I'm cold.
Yeah,
no, she's cold, but he made it for himself first.
First of all, Loki, you girl,
and then he made it for her.
I'm cold. Like, what are you doing? You supposed to be like, you cold,
right?
No, I'm cold. Like
that was fire.
Yeah, exactly. You could have conjured a fire. You get a blanket like a grandma and like an Italian grandmother, and then wrap it around yourself like
got a shawl.
Yeah. Like, come on, Loki. You could have did better than that. Can't fight. Loki don't got no juice. Nothing.
Oh man.
Loki doesn't have anything, man. He just got survival skills, and that's about it.
Yeah, the one thing that Loki does is they know how to survive. Definitely.
But I see what you mean, RJ. I don't disagree. You're making good points. So
yeah, so he pushed the moves. He pushed the move on his sister self.
Himself.
And
Oh man,
so
that was good.
They have a conversation, and Sylvia asks Loki if he's going to betray her eventually, and he states that he's he's betrayed everybody else. Who's ever loved, but that's not who he is anymore. Yeah. And they're kind of having a conversation about like right before they go to kind of face Alliance. Mobius takes that 10 pad and he's like, "Yo, peace, I'm out." Which I don't blame him. Like, you don't have any powers. You're in this sense, you're kind of useless. Oh shit, did I get Trey out? Something happened?
I don't know what happened.
I think he just accidentally
he
was back. But so Mobius dips out, which I get, man. You know, you're a human.
Mobius like I gotta burn down my office.
Exactly.
It's like how
yeah. For real.
Yeah.
And so Kid Loki, Grandpa Loki, and Gator Loki, you know, dip out too. Sylvie goes to enchant, you know, I was about to say Elias. That's a wrestler.
Yeah.
I was saying Elias. Sylvie goes to enchant a lion. And, you know, while Grandpa Loki, a lion, what did I say?
A lion.
Okay. So Kid Loki, Gramps, and Gator Loki exit. Sylvie goes to enchant Elias, and you know, while Loki distracts it, but I guess it's not feeling Loki, so it ends up going back for Sylvie. So Grandpa Loki summons, you know, and that's one thing I like about him too. I felt like he was so strong, man. The fact that he could conjure a whole like city, a believable city. I see why he managed to fool Thanos into thinking that he was actually dead and was able to head upon hide within the debris or whatever.
Yeah, well, he said that he doesn't like to use weapons because it weakens their powers, which I thought was cool that he said that. I'm like, oh, that's why Loki sucks at fighting because he uses weapons. Okay, at least they gave us an explanation.
Yeah,
so, yeah. Which I like. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. It makes sense now why he can't fight because think about it, like even when we were working on the comic, even when we work on our comic book and we give our people powers, it's like, do we really need hand-to-hand combat because we have powers, you know? Mm-hmm. So it's kind of that thing where it's like I never understood why Loki tries to fight with swords when you have magic.
Right. He's always quick to stab someone. It's like, dude, you got powers. This
doesn't make any sense. You magically, you know, enchant them and think you stab them and then you'd win or whatever, you know? Exactly. But so Grandpa makes this huge like city and the smoke monster goes for that and ends up devouring Grandpa Loki. So I think that's the end of Grant. Yeah, he went out like a G. He went out like a G.
He's like, I'm finally doing something useful.
He went out like Cleo. Yeah. And I'm about to say Cleo, Stomp the Yard. Not Stomp the Yard. What the movie am I thinking about? Set It Off.
Set It Off. Oh, like what, Queen Latifah?
He went like Queen Latifah, Stomp the Yard. Not Stomp the Yard. Set It Off.
So when he was getting eaten by a lion, that was the same as Queen Oh my God!
Went out like a G, like Cleo. God. So Grandpa Cleo went out like
awful.
Oh my God! So he went out like a G. And Loki and Sylvie managed to enchant the. I was about to say,
you right?
What about on tonight, man? I'm over here. I'm about to say enchant the damn magic dragon.
Oh my God, man! What is happening? You all right, bro?
Yeah, man. Yeah, you definitely on one tonight, man.
What's in that jug, but that ain't Deer Park. What's in that bottle, man? God damn.
That must be like the Space Jam special stuff or something.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
I'm on it tonight.
Oh man.
Oh man, that must be that Henny that's clear or something like
right, that. Right, man. Yeah. That Henny that you get on the cruise. That white Henny. All right,
man. Yeah. No, this whole scene, I thought it was cool.
Yeah, what did y'all think about the scene, Jay? What did you think, man?
I think that, you know, just with Richard E. Grant, first off, I mentioned, you know, it's just great actor, been in a lot of movies. So I think this is like a perfect role for him. I think he did a great job. He had the look like an old Loki.
Yeah.
He just exactly. And he just did a great job of just acting as another version of a character that we've already are being developed or know a little bit about, you know, because this is like the Loki that he was portraying was the Loki obviously that was talking about during the mystery with like, you know, the first Thor.
Yeah.
And Avengers comic. Jack Kirby-ish, going into the comics and like how Loki tried to kill the Hulk in the first Avengers comic and all that. But anyway, it's just I liked how this whole episode, first off, being called During the Mystery, brought these comic book characters that were never seen before of just like one character into this episode, because now it's like we know there's different timelines and different versions and stuff, and it's like that's how deep comic is. It kind of showed that deep history of comics, like how we pretty much are just getting to that point where we're gonna see different versions and sides of people in this universe and different timelines, and like go back in time and go forward. It's gonna be so cool to see what might happen. Like, you know, what is coming out.
Yeah.
Too. So, but I love. But as far as this show, I love the ending scene. I think it's one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah. What did you guys think of the special effects? Did you think they did a good job? Because to have a TV budget,
Amazing.
Wow, like
it's $1 million. They spent $1 million on every episode, like from Mandalorian to WandaVision, everything. Man, it's crazy.
Yeah, it looked good. My only problem with it was the sort of hand waving explanation of, well, that Loki's powerful, and if we think hard enough, we can be as powerful as him, guys. Come on, it's just hold hands. We'll enchant this thing through the power of love. I thought that was a little weak, but other than that, it was still awesome.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
I agree. Because it's like you don't know how to, so how would you?
Right. If we think about it, and he did it, so we can do it. I'm like, I guess.
So I don't think that works like that.
Yeah,
I'm really bad at math. Like I'm terrible at math.
Right.
You know, me holding hands with somebody who's good at math is not going to make me good at math.
You don't have to hold.
I have a problem with simple addition.
Also good at math, then you'll be good at math.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that. Like,
And a lot of people don't know that Loki's really powerful, like in comics and stuff. Yeah. And I'm not saying that Marvel's not tapping into that, but it's just I think I agree with Brogi on this because another way they could have took that down. Like with a little bit more power or something like that.
Yeah. Or if he hadn't shown more magic,
or if they would
out the show, then it happened.
They would have layered it, paced it out appropriately, not like at the end and give him. But I feel like Loki's this show is going to give him like kind of a power boost, you know, so like Wanda from WandaVision. She's powerful now, but when she comes back into the MCU for this next phase, she's going to be Scarlet Witch level powerful, and I feel like that's what's happening with Loki. I feel like because even before I said, I think I forgot what episode it was. I said, well, what does he do other than you know? So it's like I feel like So now we kind of learn we're seeing him kind of grow in his power, and I still want them to explain that damn building.
I know, me too. I think
when he
just like
he thought hard of classic Loki. That's clearly the answer.
That's true.
He might have tapped into classic.
Loki. He might have tapped into classic Loki.
Yeah, for a second. That's the answer.
Yeah,
they do have to explain that a little bit more because I want to know. There's something behind
that irritated me.
So yeah, I agree.
Also, you know, if you look at it too, you look at all the shows, they're kind of doing what they did in the movies to set the Avengers up for the like Civil War to see, you know, they're getting all these kind of power-ups and how their thought processes change. So you look at these shows, they're powering up and showing how their thought process is changing and all of that. So then when we see the next iteration, then they'll be these, you know, more powerful than the last time we saw them. They get their little upgrade. So I think that that's really cool what they're doing, kind of giving them some development, you know?
Yeah.
For sure. What's up, Alicia? How you doing? What's going on? Yeah. So with this whole scene, I think this was kind of like, and y'all know I love chaos. And so the fact that all this was going on, them trying to enchant, for me, I felt like this kind of had me on the edge of my seat, and it was a little bit of a payoff because what I like is we don't have to wait 2 episodes for them to figure out how to enchant this beast. They got to this solution really quickly. That I really enjoyed about it. I feel like it was really, really well paced out. It made me feel like, okay, we're getting immediate payoff. You know, not more questions, obviously, but we're getting more of a payoff this time when it comes to learning about this mysterious force. For one, I can't wait to see what's beyond the void. I have my own kind of theories about what's going on, but I'm also at a point where it's like, I'm going to shut my ass up because I don't learn from WandaVision not to try to predict stuff.
Let it be.
An enjoyable scene for sure.
Because, the thing is with Marvel, it's just right now, like, in the future too, it's just we can predict all we want, but at the end of the day, I don't think it's exactly going to go always the way we're going to see it,
Ever.
But that's why we do these shows, because it's fun to like maybe something might like that happen, you know, because somebody could predict that. But again, it's just like with these shows, you know, they are unpredictable. We don't know what the hell is going to happen. Yeah. And because who knows now? I mean, like, you haven't seen Black Widow yet, man. Go see that. There's just with Marvel, they spoil stuff and bring characters in and do all these end credit stuff. So who knows? We could possibly see a character from another Marvel movie be in a TV show, maybe.
But this is why the Marvel TV shows are important, because, you know, I don't want to give anything away, but if you didn't watch Falcon and Winter Soldier, there's an end credit scene, you know, that happens in Black Widow that you have to watch it in order to understand it. You know,
a little bit, yeah.
Well, because there were people in my theater who were like, "What's this? Who's that?" And I'm like, clearly you didn't watch.
You haven't watched Disney Plus,
Marvel Superior. You know, I was like,
I paid $12.99.
You know who that is? You know, I felt better. You know.
Yeah, no, I feel you, because I mean, it's not that you don't have to. I guess you don't have to know, but again, if you want to know these characters and like you're not paying attention to the shows, you're gonna get lost.
Oh no!
So, oh man!
Oh God, no!
Please. Oh man! I'm be mad if that happens.
That was so flat.
I would be mad if that happens.
Letdown, man.
I don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Everybody was like, "No, there's no way they can't."
I wasn't expecting much with Quicksilver, but that was disappointing. I will say
that was because it's but that's why we brought our theories up, because you got to think about this. The WandaVision, well, Falcon was supposed to be the first show, but WandaVision was the first show that came out, so we really didn't know what to expect. Because I mean, we assume this connected because it's called the Marvel Universe, for God's sake. Yeah, so I mean, it's just we didn't know these first two shows are like all this predictability. So I think that it was fair for people to judge, like, hey, this might happen, because we just don't know. But when you bring in a character from another side that people don't like, Sony Fox,
I can see that.
It's kind of confusing, because then now it's like, oh, what? Do we have to go back and watch X-Men Last Stand? Because I'm not going to go back and watch that.
Listen, I'm not watching no motherfucking X-Men nothing, okay? Not Age of Apocalypse, not Last Stand. I will not watch a single another. I like the first X-Men. I like X2, but after that, I just was done. I was really done when they cast Don't Get Me Started. Never mind. I'm not.
I don't know what you're gonna say.
Say the name. I want to know who you're talking about.
Alexandra Shipp. Do not get me started.
Oh, okay.
Because
that was a waste. Yeah.
It's just the whole like, look,
bro.
Storm's supposed to be a dark-skinned woman. No, that's no offense to the actors or anything like that. It's just representation. You got to have that dark skin, beautiful, tall, dark, beautiful woman with a nice body on screen. You know, there's other like actors that do that. Gal Gadot and Wonder Woman. So representation is everything.
But then Alexandra Shipp is just okay. Never mind.
She's not like aggressive as she is. They portray her. Storm is like more.
Wasn't good.
She wasn't good. No, she was not good.
She wasn't good. And I the first time I was exposed to her was, I want to say, she was on a Nickelodeon show called House of Anubis, and she wasn't bad, but she's just not Storm, and it irritated me. And I feel like that's another reason why, you know, when they ruined it, not ruined. I won't say she ruined it. She just didn't. She wasn't casted properly. Yeah, she wasn't casted properly, and that ruined it for me. But yeah, I'm not going to go back and watch any of the X-Men movies. So if they want to tie anything together, they can go ahead and make some new X-Men stuff and introduce it to the MCU. And this may be a way. You know, what I like about Loki and WandaVision is there are two kind of different ways they can introduce X-Men in. They have various back doors that they could bring in to they have various ways they can bring X-Men in through the back door. They can bring them in through Mr. Fantastic. They can bring him in through Scarlet Witch. They can bring him in through the multiverse. There's so many different ways they can.
Cruise accent? God damn! Oh, come on! Was it that bad? I don't remember.
It was really bad. It was Go back and watch it. Like I was literally.
Guys, there we go. 8K Wax. You damn right.
That's the shit. Yep. That's exactly right. But it's just.
Again, representation.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then, don't get me wrong, Alexandra Shipp, I don't think she's a bad actress. I just think she did a bad job as Storm, because she was in a movie called Love, Simon, where she played the friend of a teenager, you know, who was coming out and stuff like that. And she did an excellent job. She's a very good actress, but I feel like for Storm, she wasn't cast properly. But to answer your question, I feel like they can bring mutants in through any back door with Loki or anything else. But I definitely thought this episode was top tier, chef kiss. Amazing.
Yeah, just don't bring in stuff that we may think that can add on to the other Sony films and all that, because it just gets confusing. And if you're not going to do anything with it, like the whole boner, whatever, man, I'm just like, I wasn't feeling it. No offense to Marvel. Marvel still has
all the offense in the world goes to Marvel.
As time has gone on, they definitely dropped the ball with that one.
Yeah.
Because Marvel still has its flaws. As much as I love them, they still got flaws.
Yeah. But I can forgive that though. I can forgive Ralph Boner. I can let it go if they keep being on the ball and keep doing good things. Like I will never forgive DC for that invisible jet shit. Or the armor. That they gave this huge backstory on, made it a big ass deal for Cheetah to rip it to shreds in like a minute. It just So I can forgive for Ralph Boner because people have committed more egregious offenses than that.
Yeah. I'm not getting into Wonder Woman 84 right now.
I think the whole world knows how we feel about that.
Yeah.
Bring that up when we were talking about them enchanting the Thing. I was
just renounce your wish.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, man.
Renounce your wish, but I cured cancer. Renounce your wish. Okay.
That's the thing, man. It's like you can't make it too comic booky. You can still like.
Yeah, it was a little off. The balance was off with that one. Yeah. So I get what she was trying to do, but it's like,
yeah. I'll leave it at that. But I mean, I like how Loki and Marvel's doing what they're doing. I think that the show they're going to do more than one season. Because I've heard things like that.
Is that official? Okay,
I
didn't know.
Okay,
I don't know if it's official, but I have read that they're planning on doing more than one season. Which I feel like this is kind of complex, so I feel like maybe they won't be able to explain everything in 6 episodes. So I'm cool with it being, a season 2, even if even if we just get 2 seasons and that's it. I feel like the potential with the multiverse and things like that is so much so they can do another season because I do have more questions.
Yeah, and if you do those extra seasons, I think that because this timeline is everything right now. So just this timeline, that's all he said. This timeline is everything right now. So I think that if they do another season, then they'll explain more in the timeline, in the events and all that. So
I want to ask you guys a question too, because I know we've already went over the plot, so we just
we talked about the episode.
Yeah, we just chatting now. So who was your favorite Loki that you saw today on this episode?
I already answered this. So.
What you got, Trey?
My favorite Loki, it's probably going to have to be a toss-up between Alligator Loki and Classic Loki, because Classic Loki came in clutch with the ultimate purpose. It was pretty dope. And then Alligator Loki. Yeah, and Alligator Loki in Captain Hook's presidential Loki or whatever he was. So that was dope. I think I'm gonna give it to Classic Loki. He was my dude.
What about you, Jay?
Other than Classic Loki, man.
Thank you, Eugene. I forgot.
Oh, Thanos Copter. Yeah. We talked about that.
I busted laughing when that popped up in the background. I was that's fucking hilarious.
Okay, I gotta tell you something in just a second after this too.
Yeah.
But I think that my favorite Loki was probably honestly President Loki, because he didn't last.
Yeah.
Cool seeing that because the comic came out in 2016. So 2016, and it's just about how Loki was president. I won't spoil too much about it, but it's just a cool, different side story. So
need a class on that. That's good.
Yeah.
I was rocking with Alligator Loki.
Oh yeah.
Wait. Who was the Teddy Long of Loki? So which one was he talking about? Which one is he talking about?
Player.
Which one is it? Is that boastful or is that classic? I don't know. Anyway.
So Brogi, and So actually, I was going to talk to everyone about this before we end real quick with these Easter eggs and stuff. So there's a lot of Easter eggs I saw. We can just talk about it real quick.
Yeah.
So Throg,
Thanos
copter.
Yep.
I don't know if y'all noticed. Wasp's. No. Yes, Wasp's helmet. Or no. Yellow Jacket's helmet. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I didn't. I heard that. I didn't see it.
Yeah, it was like way in the corner or something. But Yellow Jacket's helmet, and then I'm missing two more. I forgot what it was.
Red Skull's escape pod.
Red Skull's escape pod, and then
I don't know what the other one was.
I forgot. But I mean, what y'all think about these Easter eggs? I mean, because not a lot of the shows we've seen.
Classic Loki, okay.
Oh, classic Loki, okay. Teddy Long. But what did y'all think overall thoughts of just like these Easter eggs?
Cool. I like them. The head of the living tribunal. That's what it was. Yes.
Okay,
someone was telling me about that at work. I was like, okay, yeah, that's interesting.
Cool.
But yeah. I'll go.
I like the Easter eggs. I think that's one of the things that Marvel does well, just like Pixar. I find myself kind of like going back and not like I'll watch one time for the plot, and then I'll watch one time to see what else I can find. And then once I can't find nothing, I go online and look and then
look up the articles. Look up the
but it's always fun to kind of hunt for them for yourself, and it makes you feel like it kind of gives you a nerd boost, about I knew what that was. I like stuff like that.
Yeah. As soon as I saw the copter, I was like, oh, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I love this.
Funny. What about you, Trey? What do you think, man?
So with you saying Yellow Jacket's helmet.
Yep.
Does that confirm it's in the quantum realm?
Oh,
did he die in the? How did he die in the first Ant-Man? I watched that in forever.
Shrink down into like quantum size is what?
Yeah, he broke down to like some goo.
Oh yeah,
the molecules broke down the goo, and then he just stepped on.
Right, and they stepped on him. Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good point, though.
The smoke monster.
The Undertaker.
That's smoke monster.
He's gonna drop to the Undertaker. Oh man.
Oh my goodness, man.
Free ship. Okay.
I love our chat. Y'all are funny.
Yeah, y'all funny. Y'all lit.
Rolling ship specifically. Was it the one from Captain Marvel? Or was it?
I think it was from Guardians.
Yeah, Guardians.
Yeah,
the logo on the Avengers Tower.
Avengers Tower, yeah. There's a lot of stuff in this. Like even last episode, when he went into the void, he saw Avengers Tower in the back and all that. So
it's owned by King. Okay.
Yep. It's crazy, man. There's so much.
I don't know why. Like when I wake up from naps, I have like the weirdest kind of like thoughts going through my head. The dude who pitched the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That man they give that man like his flowers now. Yes. Somebody had to say, okay, like this is like I know I got an idea for Iron Man movie, but I want to tie it in to this huge The person who pitched this shit needs to have job security for forever. Like that's it.
He's about to do Star Wars now.
Yeah, that's job security, man.
It is.
That's some genius shit.
It's just like, but I think, DC, that's what they're afraid to do because everyone's going to talk smack about them and say, oh, yeah, well, DC's trying to copy Marvel. It's like, so what? Who cares? They need a universe.
They tried and they didn't do a good job.
You're absolutely right. And they need that universe, though, because, you have to copy Marvel at this point. Use some kind of formula because your blueprint is not working.
It's not, James.
They got a new blueprint. Give it time.
What kills me is the animated universe is so, and we just chatting now, y'all. We don't talk about Loki for an hour, so don't mind us joining. We just noggin right now. It's nerve vibe. Just how we do. But the animated universe it's not always all connected, but it's so cohesive.
They've had like 3 different animated universes.
Yeah,
they all work.
And I never
hire those fucking writers to write movies. Like it's not.
And they do, and that's a good point, bro. I'm glad you brought that up because he's right. They do have 3 universes. You have the Joker universe.
Yeah, I couldn't think of his name. I don't know why.
You have the DCE universe, and now you got the Matt Reeves Batman universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I'm talking about this with the cartoons. Like you got the animated Justice League universe, you got the recent movies, and then the newer movies. There's 3 different animated universes. Most of those people have been writing for that company for like 25, damn near 30 years.
Yeah.
Just bring them to the movie studios and let them write a goddamn movie or something. But no, can't do that.
Shay, you animated movies, or you talking about just in general, like DC after Bale's Batman?
I'm not talking about. Oh wait, say that question again. I'm sorry, I got confused.
He said, "Can you guys name top 5 movies from the DC universe after Bale's Batman?"
Oh, after Bale's?
Yeah,
the
So
top.
not including those.
yeah, not including Bale's
Ooh,
Batman.
that's rough. Fuck.
Yeah.
Wait. Name the movies after the Batman movies.
Like our top 5. Yeah,
Yeah, top 5, not including Nolan's movies, basically.
yeah.
Oh, top 5, just like DC films or just Batman?
Yeah. I think DC.
Just DC in general, I think.
Just DC in general. Yeah, from the DC universe.
Yeah,
So I'll be like,
From the DCU. Okay, so
Yeah.
something like Aquaman and shit. Like
Yeah. That's the way I'm
Like,
taking it.
Shazam probably is on top of my list. I love
Top of this is
Shazam.
Shazam.
Yeah,
I'm going Shazam, Watchmen, Wonder Woman.
those are the only good. Those are the only good
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
there's Man of Steel, so don't forget that.
This is my list.
I mean, it's not like, but that's my top 5.
Yeah.
That's my top 5.
I'm gonna say Aquaman,
I'll put that
Man
in
of Steel. I might switch those around actually, but that'll be it.
Y'all gonna be mad at my top 5,
Yeah, you
Oh,
do
God,
you.
here we go.
Let's go. Do you?
man. Because honestly, RJ, to answer your question, my top 5 would be my favorite as far as DCU. Y'all gonna hate me for it, but I had to put Batman versus Superman in there.
Oh, God damn.
I have to.
Oh, God.
Let's go.
You know what, Jay? You got to go.
See, I won't be rude like that. I was like, y'all run y'all show the way y'all run it. I'll let y'all run y'all show the way y'all run it. All right?
Hey, Brogi, one day RJ's gonna be on my podcast and he's gonna talk something about Superman and be like,
You know what? I take. You know what? I probably would throw the Snyder cut.
yeah,
Maybe.
Okay.
ahead of Man of Steel.
Yeah.
because
I
you
think I
got
might throw
for
that,
me,
'cause I love Justice League. So
Justice League was amazing, man. I just think Batman versus Superman, Man of Steel, Snyder cut, not Whedon.
yeah.
I probably had to throw in, well, definitely not Suicide Squad. Probably what you said, Brogi. Yeah. So I mean, it's just Birds of Prey and all that stuff is just like out of there. So I think it's just throwing like the basic ones, and Steel and all that. So
in terms of animated, that's gonna be tough because I haven't watched all of those animated movies. It's always fun to hear people's opinions on those because a lot of people put Flashpoint Paradox like at the top. Wasn't really my favorite. Good story. I didn't care for the animation that much, but I'm a big fan of Justice League New Frontier. No one ever brings that one up, but I fucking love that.
That was good.
Yeah, I fucking love that movie.
I love Batman Into the Red Hood. That one was one of my
favorites. Under the Red Hood. Yeah, that's my favorite.
Yeah.
My favorite Justice League is Justice League Dark. I love magic. I love anything like that. Supernatural.
5 worst from DCU? Is that all of the
Dylon.
I'm about to go.
5 worst from DC.
Dylon is Batman versus Superman. Batman versus Superman.
Oh my God! Stop! Get him, Trey. Get him out of here. Get him out of here right now. I'm gonna say Birds of Prey is not good. Let's be real. Suicide Squad was not good.
Suicide Squad, Birds of Prey. 1984.
Wonder Woman 1984, and honestly, I still was not impressed with the first Wonder Woman because I just wanted more action. It wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad. I said it was a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 movie.
Yeah.
The original cut of Justice League.
The original cut of Justice League, and then I'm trying to think of another one. Is DCU? I mean, Green Lantern is not really. It's not DCU, but
I'm thinking DC in terms of just all of their movies.
Oh, then
That's the way I'm taking the question. I would go Catwoman.
That was bad.
I actually have that on DVD. Damn.
You're the problem.
Dang.
I know why you got it on DVD.
That's what I got it. I was a teenager when
I know what age you was when that came out. I ain't mad at you.
Hey, hair was looking nice.
Exactly. You're right. What is it? Catwoman. BVS is on the list.
Oh man,
I got a vendetta against that movie.
That hurts.
It hurt me too. And that's the extended cut. That's the extended cut. That ain't even the theatrical cut. That's the extent all of that.
It's a seesaw over here.
You're right. Green Lantern.
Green Lantern is definitely not that good though.
It's not great though. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll put it wasn't horrible, but it was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Superman 4.
Superman 4.
Batman. Batman Robins is fun because it's just ridiculous.
I have to say George Clooney Batman. Honestly, so
yeah.
You would debate that
all
day. Debate what, Eugene? I missed your first comment. Oh shit!
The RJ's in the fist.
Another bad one. DC.
I'm trying to think. Like, I mean, there's a bunch of Superman stuff, but there's
this. You know what it is? It's sort of like overload. It's like
because they've been around for so long.
So many bad movies that you can't think of.
Right.
You know, you can't narrow it down. You just know
narrow it off the top.
It's like eating a well done steak with ketchup. Like it just lingers.
Yeah.
You know, like that you don't like it.
RJ, I'll put it like this. I will watch Super Friends, the TV show, any day over a lot of stuff in DC.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah. All day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah, I love that. I used to love that show.
I'd rather do math than watch Justice League again.
I'd watch it again.
I will not.
The Whedon version or Snyder cut?
No, I'll watch the Snyder cut. I'll watch the Snyder cut.
But after watching the Snyder cut, it's like there's no point in watching the Whedon one because it's just so
it
just pales in comparison, you know?
Yeah. It really is irrelevant, man. And I swear.
Right. Yeah, that's the word. Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
And I like Aquaman. I did, Shayna. I like
y'all like Aquaman. I like Aquaman. Yeah. I like Aquaman.
I thought
Aquaman wasn't the best. Say this though, when the bar is set so low, anything that's even mediocre will be considered like good. Aquaman was not amazing, but the bar was already on the floor.
I would say,
you know,
the visuals is great, but the story should have been better.
Yeah,
but you know,
I thought James Wan I think he's a great director, but I mean, I don't disagree with you, Brogi. I think that the story could have been a little better, but I still think it was amazing because I just think that it's something we haven't seen before, and they didn't make Aquaman a punk in Justice League. So I like that. He's not just a fish in water, just like flapping his, flippers and stuff. He's actually coming out of water and like kicking your, you know what I'm saying? Like
if you watch Adult Swim and watch Robot Chicken.
They stayed on his
Robot Chicken every night.
Those are funny though.
His neck.
Yeah.
Family Guy, American Dad, they made fun of him. Robot
always
Chicken,
on his neck, man.
Always for man meat, but I was bored. Damn.
Wow, really? I like Aquaman. Now here's the thing. I want to ask y'all a tricky question. Did you like Aquaman or Shazam better?
Shazam.
Really?
Yeah, hands down. Shazam.
I like Aquaman better.
Yeah.
I'm that guy.
Really? Really? I get it. Like, I get it.
Shazam was just fun. And I feel like Shazam kind of surprised when they threw that man out that window.
Yeah. It was lighthearted, but it had those few moments where it went off.
I was like, when I was watching, this is a fun family-oriented movie. Somebody flew out the 10, 12-story window. And I was like, oh, well, that got dark.
Yeah. Killed the man in the wheelchair.
You for real? Like,
Fantastic Four 2015. Fantastic Four 2015.
Hellboy, the second one.
Out of theater. I haven't walked out of a theater ever, but personally, I was tempted to walk out on Dark Knight Rises. That movie pissed me off.
I love Dark Knight Rises.
At the time, it did.
I love it.
Yeah, at the time, I was mad at that movie.
Yeah, but I walked out on the second Hellboy.
Yeah.
What you, Trey?
The movie that I wanted to walk out on, which I should have, was Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh my God,
I can see that.
man.
Yeah, I can see that. I didn't. Yeah,
man.
Let me tell you something. That is my fandom. That is my universe.
yeah.
I don't think I've ever been so disappointed and upset in a movie adaptation before in my life. To the
Understandable.
point where I God allowing that, Silverside Network blows up. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Silverside Network while you're here.
Man, me, yes.
All that jazz. If we ever blow up, I do not care. I will never forgive that man. If I ever meet him, I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to bring it up.
What if he redeemed himself? He would still...
He will not.
I said, what if? Goddamn.
I don't think you can. A lot of people hated that. Like, hated.
Yeah.
If you go on YouTube, there's people that went that night for the midnight release, and they were pissed. They dressed up and everything. They were tight,
and they didn't sleep the next day because they were so livid about the movie, man.
I'm in a couple of groups on Facebook that were talking about it. And someone was saying, I lost my damn job because of that movie because I called out to go see
that? Oh,
and they got fired.
Damn. You probably didn't deserve that job because that was a bad decision.
Yo, you never laugh at that, but that was just funny. Like you lost your job over Avatar last year.
Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah, that's the movie that cost you your job.
I can understand if you lost it over Endgame or something, but Avatar?
Yeah.
You know what really gets me about that? I want to say that before we get out of here, but it's an American-made cartoon. Why are you changing their names?
Right, exactly.
Be more traditional. I don't fucking know.
Because we try to change stuff up to make it sound better for us, and it's like, no,
it was
culture. Stick with the culture.
Yeah,
I'm tired of like Americanizing everything that's like actually culture, like culturized, and it's like just appreciate the culture. Don't be lazy and enunciate the word. So just yeah.
The whole thing was bad. It took like 7 people to move one rock. It was bad.
Right.
It was bad.
I didn't grow. See, I recently watched Avatar when it popped up on Netflix. So I watched the series, mostly. I think the first series. Then I watched the movie, and I was like, "Yeah, I get why everybody was pissed off with this."
Yeah, we were.
I get it.
And the fellas will tell you like that. That's my fandom. Like how some people go hard for Star Wars, some people go hard for
right.
That's my fandom. Yeah. And for me, I feel like it's something where I felt really, really just disrespected because that's one thing you hope and wish for when you have a fandom. You want a movie. You want as much content, merchandise as you can get. And when they tell you they're gonna make a movie out of the thing you love the most in the world, and then they produce that dumpster fire trash. I would rather watch Wonder Woman 1984 20 times before I watch that movie once.
Okay, it's not on. Wonder Woman 84 ain't that damn bad. Stop it.
Yeah, it is.
That compared to Avatar. Come on, now. Don't do that. It ain't that bad.
Why are they doing that? Every time she goes into action,
No, that was Snyder cut. Sir. Hold on, that was Snyder cut. Whatever one.
That's Zack Snyder work though.
Oh, that was Snyder. Yeah,
that was Snyder cut. So there you get your movies mixed up.
I give you that.
That was Snyder.
I love when he does that.
She pops up on the screen. All right. 4 hours of this shit. Yeah.
I really like that he does that though, because this is coming from the movie, the man who's done movies like 300 and Immortals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's a little extra, but I like that part personally.
Yeah,
it was definitely the first 2 times it happened. I was like, okay,
yeah.
Then it kept happening.
Yep. Yeah, when Southern Tribe was brown except for Katara and Sokka.
Yeah, so okay, the white people with brown eyes,
that was
blue eyes. Like, what? No, the movie just didn't make sense. It didn't.
You like Star Wars? I like Star Wars. Yeah,
I can talk about Star Wars all day. I love it.
Let's not do
Star Wars.
The best movie that M. Night Shyamalan did was The Visit, and the worst one will probably have to be
Signs.
Avatar. What? I love Signs.
I haven't seen all of his movies. I like Unbreakable, and I guess was one of the few people that actually like Glass.
I like Glass.
I didn't see
Split, like Glass,
so I wasn't all that connected.
Split was good. Split was good.
It was good. But I mean,
I like Immortals.
Immortals is amazing, man. I have to say that.
Is that the one with Cavill? Was that the?
I don't think I've seen Immortals.
That's one with Henry Cavill. Yeah,
I heard about that. Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Hey, RJ, you actually might like that movie. It's really good.
I'm gonna check it out. I haven't seen that one.
Isn't it him and Mickey Rourke, or am I making that up?
I think so. It's not. I was about to say
It's the movie he did right before Man of Steel, if I'm not mistaken.
it wasn't. Yeah, Morals was 2014 or 2013. No, wait, Man of Steel was 2013. Yeah, Man of Steel was 2013. So I think, but Morals came out I think 2011.
Okay,
something like that. But who knows?
Yeah.
I'm just excited to see this last episode, man. Of Loki. I hope they go out with a bang.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
I hope so, because if they don't, then you gotta make season 2 bang then. If you're gonna do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give y'all my prediction on what's in that.
Let's do predictions. Let's do predictions. Yeah, go ahead, Trey.
Right.
Before we get out of here.
Mephisto.
Yeah, okay. Hey, you stole my damn prediction. Something. You stole my prediction.
Okay. I got a prediction. Timeline.
Okay. That we might see a timeline. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yep. Brogi?
I'm gonna go with Kang's helmet.
Oh. Hey, I like that. I like that. That'd be dope. Like if Renslayer went under her secret, she has all these weapons and stuff.
Yeah.
Like to a secret stash and be like, "This is what I have left," and it's like, "Whose helmet does that belong to?" And she says, "Kang."
Yeah,
the episode cuts. That'd be cool.
Damn, okay.
Who knows? What do you think, RJ?
I want to say Mephisto.
Right. Trace already took that, so I had to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm like,
fast on your feet.
I don't know what to say.
It's hard to say.
Yeah, because Marvel's so unpredictable, man. It's like we really had. We spent. I remember we had when we did WandaVision, we had actually like 40 minutes of just us.
Y'all had a whole y'all had
exactly.
Everybody did. They had a whole 3-hour live streams. 3-hour live streams about what's gonna happen in the finale, and then the next week after that, motherfuckers pissed.
Yeah, we were like, we had all our eggs on our face. Yeah.
See, again, that's why you can't always like, you know, be like, oh, this is exact. No, it's gonna be like this. Right. You don't know. Just shut up and watch it. Just watch it.
Exactly. But I think from the beginning we kind of knew that TVA, as Remy said, was evil, because we were saying something ain't right with the TVA. I feel like Marvel's not going to let us down. I'll say that. I won't give everybody a celebration, but I don't think Marvel's going to let us down with this finale.
TVA is evil, Loki?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, TVA is all. He's saying TVA has always been evil, pretty much. In like
a little lackluster compared to the last two. Yeah, I kind of agree with Shannon on that one.
Yeah,
for sure.
A little bit.
Yeah, guys, give us your predictions. What do you think is going to happen? What do you feel about the series overall? What do you think is going to happen going into the finale? That's where we're at now. We're going to get off here.
Miss Minutes all along. That I can see that.
Miss Minutes definitely. I feel like it's tied to more. We say, Trey?
I was gonna say, we are kind of overlooking Miss Minutes. She could be she could have been made, or she could be the main villain. Like we have no idea.
Yeah. Jonathan Majors is normal guy cameo. Yeah, I can see that.
You know what would irritate me if it was Miss Minutes, because I feel like that's very I don't know. I just don't want to know who Frank Rock as villain.
What you got, Trey?
Or it's Kevin.
Don't be mad if it's Kevin. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be pissed if it's Kevin. I ain't gonna lie.
I'll be mad as hell.
You know what? That's very Ralph Boner. I'd be really.
Yeah, exactly. That's the same as Ralph Boner.
Exactly. And that's what we don't want.
Yeah, you're right. That's exactly.
But that's
maybe Kevin is king in the sky. So
it could be.
Maybe. I don't know.
He's kind of buff.
Yeah.
There
he is.
Dang.
To Marvel's Canada's Twitter. Oh God. And the foreign countries be spoiling shit like a mother.
You really do.
But I think there's a lot. I don't know, man.
If it's minutes,
throwing things.
We're fighting.
Definitely. Yeah. Because it's just too cliche. It's just Marvel's not.
She's pulling to get out. Where's the keys, Rose? Oh, I'm looking.
Yeah. Yes, it's gonna take a while here. Oh God, there's a lot of files here. All right.
I'd be like, hurry up.
Hurry up.
You ain't got. You've been out here all damn day. You ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
Evil MIB. Yeah.
Okay. Y'all having some good theories, good dialogue.
King Loki or variant of Kang, but not that Kang, not the Kang. Okay.
Okay. Well, we will see next week. Now next week, my apologies, guys. I forgot that I thought we were doing it Friday, but we ended up having to do it live Sunday. Next week, the finale, and correct me if I'm wrong, fellas, we will be going live Friday night at 9 or 8. What are we doing here?
6 our time, 8 your time.
Okay, yeah. So we'll be back 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, for our Loki finale.
Okay.
So make sure you are here and tuned in. We've already confirmed that you guys' favorites, Blurred Up, Monique and Cam, will be back. We'll be having a good old time talking about the Loki finale and doing some nerd chat as always. Before we get out of here, don't forget to like, share, most importantly, subscribe. Brogi, where can we find you at across social media, man?
Oh, yeah, I'm on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Brogi Naric. Brogi Naric, sometimes Brogi Naric 93. But yeah, I do movie reviews, show reviews, fan casting, stuff like that. So wrestling content sometimes as well. So, check me out there. Brogi Naric on YouTube. So, and thanks for having me on, guys. Been fun, had a great time chopping it up with y'all, and can't wait to do this again.
It's a pleasure, man. We appreciate you coming on, hanging out.
We definitely had a good time, man, having you on. So, Jay, where can we find you at, bro, and what you got going on?
Hero Harrison Talk across all social media platforms, Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, all that good stuff, man. YouTube channel's coming really soon. So in about a couple of weeks here, or less than actually a week. So I'm going to be dropping some content on there. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitch too, because I got a bunch of stuff going on there. And I got some DC podcasts coming up with my man RJ. And then I also got some podcasts coming up with Dre. And then Bro, I'm going to get you on pretty soon as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's going to be, I'm busy.
Yeah. I am. Yeah, we'll talk scheduling. That might be
booked. Yeah. Trey, man, what do you got going on? And where can we find you on social media, man?
Y'all already know I got 3 things to plug. You could get me on.
Get them off, man. Get them off.
TikTok and Twitch at Spider-Boy Trey, and that's boy with 2 eyes.
2 eyes.
Because I had to.
Had to be different.
There you go.
On Instagram at maximum_spider. That's maximum_SPIDAH.
Mm-hmm.
And then check out my t-shirt shop, y'all. TriggerTrayTees.com. Got some cool designs on there. I'm working on some new ones. They're gonna be uploaded soon. Check me out.
Give me my Spider-Man shirt.
I already got one on there. You gotta wait for the next one.
All right.
And you can find me across all social media platforms at the Avatar RAJ across all social media platforms. Make sure you follow our parent network, the Silver Site Network, on all social media platforms at the Silver Site. But on Twitter, it's the Silver Site with an underscore at the end. Make sure you also follow For the Blurred Show across all social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, etc. It's For the Blurred Show. 9 times out of 10, it is us. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We had such a fun time talking to you guys tonight. Thank you so much for interacting in the chat. We do have a couple of YouTubers in the chat and stuff like that. So go ahead and make sure you follow them. AK Watch, go ahead and check out her stuff. Make sure you subscribe to Brogi. His links will be down in the description below. Thank you guys so much.
Hit a like button.
And a like button. Don't forget to like this video.
And subscribe.
Yeah, but don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can come back next week. And remember, Blurred is bond.
Blurred is bond.